Cheers. Well, today I want to build another bat box. I don't know if you've just seen my recently uploaded video about, well, a bat box or bat house that we just built. And it's this one here. I haven't put it up yet because I've only just, well, only made it last night to do a video. Yeah, I want to make a video, so that's what I did. So I made a bat box out of old bits of wood I had laid about, which is this one. It is, you know, very simple. It is too. You know, anyone could make one of these if you want bats. Oh, bats are good. They eat insects, you know. Lots and lots of insects, which is pretty darn cool. So what I'm going to do is build another one. But this one, I thought, for a live stream, I'm going to build a smaller one. This is obviously quite a bit bigger. It's about 8 inches in width. Plus it's got, well, 2 little houses. Ain't just for one bat, no. Several bats will go in there. You'll probably get about 20 old bats, you know, in there at least. And the beauty about the bats is what they do is they fly around at night, eating up all their mosquitoes and stuff, which is a good idea to have a bat box. Nothing frightening about bats, is there? I don't think so, anyway. Anyway, we do have bats there, which is pretty darn cool. Hello, Derek, buddy, how you doing? And Ginger Giraffe, oh, hello there. How are you? I bet it's cold over there. Yes, that's pretty cold here as well, to be fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another bat house, but a much smaller one, out of some scraps of old wood that we've got over here. Now I've got the old camera on a different stand thing this time. I thought it might be easy because it's got a smaller footprint than the actual tripod. I better move that light because that might be really annoying. So what I've got is bits of old scraps of wood, offcuts laying about. So what we're going to do, we're going to, you know, going to wing it and just make a bat box because there's pretty simple things to devise out of what we've got. So we'll move that light because that would be extremely annoying for you. Called glare, you know. We can't glare. No. No glare in my workshop. Thank you very much. Thank you. No. Oh, yeah. Very cold. What do bats do when it's -20? Good point. Yes, they do. They stay in the boxes and huddle together. And ideally, you want it on the safe-facing wall. You know, and they should be okay. I don't know about putting it on a post though where you are because it might be a bit too cold. Let's bring it back over there. I will bring in close as well when we do detailed stuff. I've got my fan heater going over there. I only just lit the fire. My gas has run out for the blow heater, so it's pretty cold in here. Not -20 though, Gingers. No. Thank God. Oh, anyway, I think I got a bit carried away editing my last little video that I just uploaded. I think it was about 6:45, 7 your time that I uploaded that, which is, I think I might have got a bit carried away with that one. So what have we got? Okay, we've got some material here. I've got a rule so I can actually see how wide it is. You know, you don't want to go any narrower than 4 inches in width, which we could do using this material here, which is actually the same material I used on this bat box. It's the one I built earlier. And this is just scraps of timber that I had, hence the dodgy knot and stuff like that. It's not selected wood, no. I didn't go and select it. I just saw a bit of wood and I thought, oh, that will do. So anyway, this is a double chamber one. It's got this little ladders so it can get into it, and these run into the box, which you'll see with this next bat box or bat house. Now, they're simple things. They're really, really simple things. I'm not 100% certain I'm going to be mounting this. I think it's going to be going on the wall outside the house or on the barn, this particular one. But we will be making around 20 of them, at least 20 bat houses of all different shapes and sizes and types. Because there's 2 types of bat houses. One is a bat roost, like, you know, bat house, and the other one is like a maternity block where the mothers go in and have their young, and they usually have more room. See, these like bat roosts like this are just very narrow. They're only about 3/4 of an inch, about 20 odd mil space. It's all they need. You can go up to about an inch. You don't go any wider than an inch or 25 millimeters in width for where they actually, you know, hang on and do their thing, I suppose. But the ones where they got they're a lot fatter. So effectively, if you think of this one, you'd have this space, this hollow inside. There'll be hollow inside, like a little room, and then that'll be basically the door into that little room. So it wouldn't be 2 roofs, there'll be one entrance into a space. So that's another kind of bat house. You need both types ideally, but a roof on its own is better than nothing at all. And we do have quite a few bats here, because we have got some bat houses up already, and we've also got a little bit of an issue that we've got the bats living in every little crevice, what have you, in our barns on the eaves. You know, wherever there's a little gap, vertical gap from underneath, such as a, you know, because these be mounted like so, they tend to find those and hibernate in them, which isn't very handy, because if you don't know they're there, you could disturb them when, you know, quite frankly, they shouldn't be disturbed. And I do like bats, I have to admit. I think they're really cool creatures indeed. I like anything that's got creepy crawlies even, I quite like, apart from the ones that bite me, especially on Ginger Island. Oh, I didn't like them, no. Ugh. Those little cheecher things. I think I was allergic, I came out in little blisters and stuff. Wasn't great fun, that wasn't, no. So I've got this board here, I could use this whole rough old bit of board. Now, most of this wood here, apart from this one, what it is kind of, is plain timber. But you can use just sawn timber, you don't have to be anything fancy. You just go to, you know, sawmill, get the cheapest wood that you can find. It can be rough as old guts, it can be. They actually like it rough because it's stuff they can grab onto with their little claws and hang on to. So that's, you know, one of the reasons why you have to have ladders. You know, a ladder, not ladders, a ladder so they can crawl up. The other way you can do it, you don't necessarily have to do what I did with that one, create all the little grooves. You can just put a netting. I'm not so keen on that idea because it would worry me that they'd get caught on it. But they'll gut net, plastic gut netting, which comes on a roll and it's flat. You can just pin some of that on and they can climb up that. That is another method of doing it. But saying that, that works perfectly well. So the only thing is, if you haven't got the machines cutting them in by hand, it can be a bit laborious, just to say the least. So I've got to make a decision now. Decisions are: am I going to use this one, or am I going to use that one on that one and that one? I think for the main part of the bat house, I think we're going to be using this, and I'm going to be using hand tools for a change. I'm going to try not to succumb to my DeWalt radial arm saw. It happens to be over there. You know, the machine with a little saw that goes on a rail, which is just over there, behind the light. A bit like a chop saw, you know, like a miter saw. Chop saw. So we're going to be using hand saws. That's what I just told myself. So I suppose that's what I've got to do now. I told you too. Oh dear. You'll tell on me. Right. Really simple. We're going to make a single chamber, or whatever I can get out of this piece of wood. If I can get a dual chamber out of this one, I'll do a dual chamber. Might actually be able to see. Size-wise, this one, I haven't uploaded it yet because I'm doing a blog on it as well for the design of this bat house. So there will be a link in the description of my previous video I just uploaded on how to, or, you know, it gives you a good idea and on what you can do really for bat house. So it's going to be based. This one's going to be based on the same idea, but also there's another type as well. Let me show you on the dry whiteboard over here. That might be an idea. I've got a dry whiteboard. Yes, and it says volleyball at the top. Let me show you. There you go. Right, the type we're doing, as you know, is a very simple slot, right? But there's another type as well, which is still got slots, but you can make it using a post, and effectively you can have a shroud. So you put a post on the ground. So if you put a post, such as a 4x4 post, or even, you know, 3x3, you know, 75x75, in the ground like so, right? But what you can do is you can actually, where that comes up, making sure it's high enough. You can't just put it like really low, because obviously you're going to have a risk of the cats. Yes. Pesky cats getting them. And what you do is, you put a piece of timber here, there, about the thickness of the slot, another one here, or actually, you could probably get away with actually just putting one on each face. I don't know if you can see that very well there, actually. Let's bring it a bit closer. One on each face, like so. Let's make this bigger. That might make more sense. So we're looking from upwards, so it'd be sort of that way, wouldn't it? Like that. That's it. So you'd have a piece of timber here on one face, so that come out like so, sort of thing, like that. Oh dear, I made a mess of this, didn't I? Whose idea was this? like so. You'd have one like that on each face, and then you'd screw a piece of wood on here like so, overhanging there, right? And then you do the same on that face as well. So that would be screwed on top of that piece of wood. So you screw that one on top of that one. But anyway, the point is, you have a square post on 4 sides. You'll have a gap between that and the actual post itself of around 20 millimeters, and that allows the little creatures to hibernate in there. That's an awful drawing, and I'm going to give up on that because my left arm is aching holding the camera up. Oh my God, that was awful. But anyway, I'm going to upload a blog anyway. I'll put a couple of designs on the blog as well, and a couple of little plans as well. That's what I reckon. I'll be about right there. There's this one, very simple one here. That's what I based that I just made. You can see it's very, very simple, and that was online. So I'm going to nick that and make my version of it. As you do. All right. Well, as I did, or will do. There you go. So, first of all, we've got to see if we can get a double chamber, or will it have to be a single chamber out of this one bit of wood. I do have that piece there I could use as well. We also got that piece as well. So I reckon we could get a double chamber with a bit of luck. But the first portion, or the first part, will need to be... So I'm hoping to get this done in one live session. So I shouldn't really hang about, should I? Right, that was 48 centimetres in total height. We don't need that big. I think this one we get away with even with double chamber. One chamber there. So there, at 30. And then that gives me the front at 20. Perfect. Right, that's what we're going to do then. We'll use that. I'm looking for my square. It's just like engineer square. You can have a tri-square, any old square will do. But before I do that, what I need to do is make sure this this bit of wood is square itself. So I'm going to put it in the vise and true it up. Hello, David. Hello, David. What are you drawing? Irish Bridge. That was pretty awful, wasn't it? Oh dear. Hello, Kit Kat. Oh, Brexit Central. Oh, that's a good name. I like that. Emma, hello doing there. Hope you're well. You enjoy my videos? Oh, thank you. I enjoy it, but I'm missing the wife and the dogs. Oh, I know. Okay. They were in my my previous stream. They were in the installation. They were there doing their thing. You like? Thank you, 95 Winston. No, I don't like scorpions. No. I don't know if you remember that when we had the, or when I was at Ginger Island with Graham Hughes, I put my t-shirt on, and there's a flippin' scorpion in it. God, that made me jump out of my skin. I was like, it didn't bite me. The little one is like, they're usually the worst. Little blighter. Couldn't believe it. There was a scorpion in my t-shirt. Oh, these weren't my underwear. Oh, blimey. Don't normally wear underwear. I did with Graham though. Yeah, I did think he'd appreciate me going around that stark bog, you know. Yeah, and all that. So anyway, 26 people there. I think that's a first. 27. That must be a first for. I just realised something. Am I on Wally Bra? I bet I'm not, am I? I bet I'm on Allshorts, aren't I? Am I on Allshorts? I bet I am, ain't I? Oh, you swine! Oh, I can't believe I've done that again. That's the second time I've done that. But hey, I'm going to continue. So that means I can swear. Anyway. Okay, in that case. Oh, what a plonker. I was supposed to be on my Wally Bar channel. Oh dear. Anyway, where's my coffee? And I'm going to continue. I'm at the back box anyway, so. I suppose it's a good way of promoting my Wally Bar channel, isn't it? Eh? Oh, I didn't do it on purpose, no. No, actually I didn't, no. Oh, what an utter fool that I am. Anyway, I'm going to continue. What we're going to do is I'm going to true a bit of wood up first. Unlike Boris Johnson, because there's nothing true in that man, no. No. Even in dimensions, he's definitely not true. Well, old pork pie. Look, pork pie porker. I've sold a couple of t-shirts actually with Boris Johnson as a pig. Oh dear, my merchandising. I can't actually add merchandising onto my YouTube channel yet because I haven't got enough subscribers. You've got to have 10,000 subscribers to do that. But I usually put like links into Teespring for t-shirts. So I keep trying to come up with ideas for new t-shirts. So if you've got any ideas, you're more than welcome to contribute to the ideas. A list of ideas for t-shirts. Anything that, well, demonstrates the Tories for what they are. Well, we know they're bullies. We know that they like to intimidate. Apparently, according to was it the pork pie plot? Well, this is a rough old bit of wood. Hence, is a bugger to plane. But it doesn't matter. Not for what I'm using it for. I bet my missus is actually watching Wally Boy and saying, "Is he live yet? Is he live yet?" No, sorry. I made a mistake. It's not the first time I've made this mistake. No. But hey-ho. It don't matter. No. Anyway, I am going to make this without using my machines. I might still use screwdrivers and stuff, but not saws. So, I don't think much need anyway, to be honest. It's only little, isn't it? So that one's going to be 30. Before I do that, actually, what I ought to do first is try and true that up. Not on two faces, just one face will do. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh, that was terrible. There's various ways of doing it. One is I could put my bench hook down here and press up against it, but that's too thick for that. So I could do with a stop. And various ways of doing that. One is I could use my hold down clamp here. Get in the hole. That's what I told her. Right, whoops. D. Right. I can't believe I've got the wrong channel again. What an idiot. No comment. Thank you. Right. So I want to true that up because it's a bit high on that side, so I'll just remove some of this material on that side. Otherwise the whole thing will be twisted and it just makes things awkward. Put it together. Don't really matter too much, I suppose, because it's only a bat box. I suppose it does make sense to be on this channel in some ways. I've been putting my, my GoFundMe for the rewilding that we're doing in the field. So I suppose it makes sense. So this is my Bailey number 7 jointer plane. That's great for truing up. It's also great for levelling a board, as in. Just start that. God, that is so out. That board is. Plane might be a little bit on the long side for it. Right, there you go. So Boris Johnson, he reckons that he's never heard of any claims of intimidation. Do you believe him? He's the intimidator. Or one of. Thinner board on that. Here's one. That'll be better. God, that's really rocky. Love you. Love you, Adrian. This plane does not like this wood. No, it doesn't. What's happened is the distance on the frog is quite The frog is this part of the plane here, and that's what creates or positions the plane iron to create the gap for which the actual shavings come out of. Because this plane is generally used for timber that's worth planing, not this old rough old bit of, well, a bit of Douglas. Rough old bit of Douglas, been out in the rain. It doesn't like it, so I might use a different plane. Let's try jack plane, jack plane, which is a number 5. Might be a bit better. We'll see in a minute. It don't help that the wood's not flat. Oh, there you are, that's ready. Aha! Got a bigger throat on the plane. There you are. Better. So the other plane ain't tuned up for that kind of work. Oh god, that's loads better. That's loads better. I'm not worried about the back. Don't make any odds whatsoever. Not for the job we're using it for anyway. I'm not doing fine carpentry there. You might have noticed. Did anyone see my gargoyle? I did enjoy making that gargoyle. That was good fun. Gargoyle letterbox house. House for the letterbox happened to be a gargoyle. So there's various tools we could use for that. We could use a tenon saw, such as this one. This is a Tyzac tenon saw. I'm not sure how sharp it is, mine, but I'll do that sharp. It's got to be using it. Right, back. We'll square the board up. I'll do that. Or I could use a crosscut saw, a crosscut panel saw, which I might do for the next cut, which happens to be a Dyson. Not Dyson, it's a Dyson. I mean a Diston. A Diston, sorry. I said that word, didn't I? Oh dear. Oh god, you're another evil man. That along with Pop the Ping, Tim Martin. So I'm going to use all my scraps of wood up first for these back boxes because I've got to make so many of them. I'm anticipating making about 20, maybe 30 back boxes, which is going to be rather a bit of a task. I thought I'd use hand tools today because whenever I'm doing videos I'm always using the machines, and it's like, not everyone's got machines. So anyway, but maybe that's before I realised I was on the wrong channel. No wonder I had so many people watching. Oh dear. Oh blimey. What are people saying anyway? Don't tell David Cameron that Boris is a porker. Well, he is a porker. What happens when David sees a pig? Yeah, very good. Low Batman. A story of no battery charge. Well, I've actually, I don't even say it, this little bag here has got a battery in it for the phone. So, and also for the receiver for the microphone is also on there, and that's attached to the battery pack as well. So hopefully it should not go out. Can't believe that I've gone on the wrong channel. So I just didn't think. I was Russian is what it is. Not Russian. Not Russian. They're on the Ukraine border, they are. No, I mean rushing, as in I was rushing. Porker Johnson reminds of a Emilian major cow in Hitchhikers. Very good. Boris Johnson boasts, I can drink an awful lot at lunch. Like my icon Winston Churchill. London Mayor says he can be fit enough to work after a little crikey. He did. God, yes, that was an independent years ago. A battery box for a battery. Aha, good idea. Imagine you're about to be attacked by a giant scorpion. What do you do? Stop imagining it. Very good. Hi Marcus, my wife and beekeepers. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because we are interested in doing that. In doing bees, apiary. We have got some friends here as well that also keep bees and that as well. So we might get some help from them as well. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, any advice is more than welcome. We did have a top bar hive, and we didn't do anything with it. That was a top bar hive with the little wax and the little saw slots, and we didn't really know what we were doing, to be honest. We never got around to sorting it out. I was too busy trying to fix the house up, I think. Lego Batman will fit. Thanks for that, Lorenzo. Very good. Oh dear. Yeah, so let's get cutting. Yeah, it's sad about meatloaf, isn't it? Bat out of hell and all that. Yeah. Crikey. He wasn't already that old either, was he? Does anyone know what how he died? Was it cancer or it's the usual sort of thing, isn't it? I don't know if he was a drug taker at all. Oh, there. Wax on saw. This needs sharpening. It's lost its set. Whenever you sharpen these, you have to put a set on them. I use a tool. I can find it. Is it in here? Nope, it's not. Over here. Oh, there we go. It's like a plier, and it's to create a set. You literally have to put that over there, and you bend one tooth one way, one the other way, one the other way. It's not alternative, unless it's a crosscut saw. Yeah, crosscut saw. You use a crosscut so you create your flean using your special pliers. A saw like that, what you have to do is you have to sharpen that. So it's literally you put it in your vise with in a jaw vise, so it grips right close to the top edge here, and then you literally file each of the teeth. I tend to have to wear ready specs, high power ready specs, like 3.5 diopter ready specs to see what I'm doing. So that's going to go on there like so. But we need to create that gap. Can I make that a 3 chamber? Maybe. Is it worth it? Probably not. Do I make it a 3 chamber? Right. Now this will need loads of little slots. So it actually so they've got something to crawl up, like a ladder, before it actually gets put together. Now, do I make it 3 chamber? We could do. Put this one here, which is about right size. That'll be okay. Yeah, that'll be okay. We can make 3 chambers, and it'll do that then. Doesn't mean I've got to rip that down. So about there. Oh God, ripping with a handsaw. I might succumb to the power saw for that, otherwise I'll be taking forever. Ripping's when you go along the grain. Where is that out of the way? That was right. Let's see what it's like. So I'm going to quickly put on the saw. I was going to do it all by hand. I'm not really using a power saw. No, of course not. No, not at all. No, of course. That's a bit quicker than a handsaw. I was just demonstrating how much faster it was using the DeWalt radial arm saw. But of course, you know, that was what I was doing. I wasn't being lazy, no. So they're going to go on there like so. I might make them a little bit narrower actually so there's more room inside. So I'm going to rip them down again. I'm not going to do any ripping by hand because it does take absolutely ages. Oh, does anyone have a constant hissing noise? Really? Can anyone tell me if I've got a problem with the sound? I hope not. Oh really? Oh, right, no. I didn't realise it was that C word. Oh, do you mean Coke? Which C word do you refer, Ian? Do you mean the C word as in COV, or C word as in COK, or CAN? Which C word are you referring to? Bit more of it is hissing noise. Oh, what's going on? Leg. Clamp. Right. Oh, sounds good. Okay. Oh, Mad Monk says it is hissing. Right, what if I wiggle that wire and wiggle that wire? Is that any better? Is that any better? I wiggled my wires. Oh, COVID. Oh, crikey. Ah, are you talking about my fan heater? I'll turn that off. Right, I'll turn the fan heater off as well now because I shouldn't need that on. Is that any better? No, there's no rain, not in here. Hope not. Still noise. Bugger. That is really annoying. Oh, no, I don't know why. Right, like that. Plug it back in again. Right. Right, what about now? Is that any better? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. See whether or not... Turn it on and off. Hopefully it will be better. If not, I'll just have to use the other microphone. It's definitely the cable. Ah, that makes sense. I'll give it 3 minutes to see whether it's gone or not. I'll just chop this down first. That's okay now. Oh, excellent. Oh, danger. Oh. I say danger. I was so obsessed with the sound. Jasper says they're pulling your leg. Are they winding me up? Everyone's okay now. Okay. All right. Okay. I hope that just disorientated me there a bit. Right. Anyway, let's come back over here to the old bench, and hopefully we have no more hissing or people playing pranks on me. But I bet that's true, isn't it? You're playing pranks on me. Anyway, got 2 little scraps here, which are going to be used for spacers for that one. I also need some timbers to be spacers for this one. It's going to be a little double whammy. And oh look, here's some I prepared earlier. Well, actually they're offcuts from the other one, but that'll do. So we're going to mark that here. Like so. They've just got to be the same size. That's all they've got to be. actually the end of that. One thing I hadn't done, I hadn't cut that end off yet, so rough it is. So now I need to remark that. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Let's cut that one. So, who thinks that Boris Johnson is going to try and, well, ride it out, so to speak? I think he will. I think he's going to just stay until the last minute in the blind hope that everything will just blow over. Or Sue Gray does the honourable thing and be honest, which I have my doubts about. The ex-pub landlady, that she is. Right. So that one's going to go on there like so. That one's going to go on there like so. I still can't go over. Well, I'm on the wrong channel. If anyone does what enjoyed us doing live, yeah, sign. Want you subscribe to my other channel, the woodworking channel, Wallabra. That's what this was supposed to be. You can call this woodworking, that is. Right, so there's two little houses effectively. I don't know who's went around. That's fine. There ain't a problem to them at all. My other one's like that, to be honest. But now what we need to think of, before we actually put it together, we need loads of little grooves for the legs to go into. Little claws, so they can grip. On this case, this one needs to go all up to about here. And ideally, I'd be using my radial arm saw, but I'm going to do it by hand. I'm going to cut loads of little slots by hand. They don't need to be very deep at all. So, no need to mark it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a slot, move it along, cut a slot, move it along, cut a slot. That's what I plan to do. So Willie, come on, anyone know? Is Boris Johnson going to ride it out, or is he going to stay until the very last minute? Squelch control. Oh, not CBs. Oh dear, who's had a CB before? I have. Oh dear. I've forgotten what the saw is called, used for cutting precise joints. Depends on what type of saw you're talking about. Are you talking about dovetail joints? If you dovetail joints, you'd use a saw such as this little devil here. That is a dovetail saw. This one I've been using here for doing the, for cross cutting here. You can either call it a back saw, hence it's got a back, or in this case it's actually a tenon saw. And a tenon saw generally has more room to the back of the saw, so you go deeper. Now, dovetail saws come in all different shapes and sizes. I've got a few of them actually. Got this one here, which I use quite a bit, about little Zelux. It's quite an old thing, but it's a beautiful little saw to use, this one is actually. So that is a cross, it's sort of halfway mark between a dovetail and a tenon saw. It's a finer tenon saw, I would say this one is. And this one's got 16 teeth per inch. That one's 14 teeth per inch, sorry. But that is 22 teeth per inch. It's a nightmare to sharpen because these are all sharpened by hand. Or you take them down to the saw doctor, but I tend to do myself because I can't afford saw doctors. Sounds expensive. So let's bring it a bit closer. A back saw. That's a back saw. Well, back saw that refers to the type of saw, hence it's got a back on it, such as this brass back, could be steel. In some cases, a resin actually. If you look at the, some of the American saws, modern ones it is. But it's that refers to it. It doesn't actually refer to this. That's a back saw. And this dovetail saw is also a back saw because it's got a back. Yeah, on the top there. So these are quite old ones that I've refurbished. But really great tools. They all need a sharpen, which will be another video for the woodworking channel, it is. So let's bring it down. So I have to double check that hard. You don't like to work with wood, it's too soft. Alright. And extremely you can't weld wood, just in case, yeah. You can rivet wood, I've done that before. So, yeah, you can't weld it. Yeah, tenon saw. But the tenon saw dovetails refers really to the thickness of the blade, but also how many teeth per inch. So you've got points per inch, you've got tips per inch, depending on what country you're in. One has one tooth more than the other. Hello, Glasgow. Okay, so Glasgow Kids are saying that Sue Gray will only deliver the evidence that she can gather. She has no investigatory powers. Tories are being told to not cooperate. Told, or actually, well, intimidated maybe? Yeah, to cooperate. She is, well, yeah, well, it'll be funny. She's a pub landlady, isn't she? You know, if we had a minister for pub landladies, she'd be absolutely perfect. But no. Boris creates his own reality. Oh, God, yeah. And this is, he is the best. Oh, God, yeah. He does think that, doesn't he? He's got very high opinions of himself. Not expectations, but opinions. So number 3 says, blow is, blue fly, I'd say. Waiting for the policing bill to be enacted to squash the protest. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Some parts get didn't get voted through. Hello, Spartafly. It's such a mess that if Boris exists now, that is his legacy. Yeah, it is. It is a mess. It's a completely... Oh, it's awful, really. People suffering because of his... The thing is, he's so busy trying to hide away from the truth and fool people, or try to fool people. I think it's kind of beyond that now. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know, if he ever did it in the first place, that is. Or do I have a magnet nearby? I don't. Is there a magnet nearby? I don't know. Yeah, thin blade for wood joints. That's right. You'll see lots of severed fingers. I do cut myself quite regularly, actually. What, is Max live tonight, is he? You take care, number 3. Right, okay. I was speaking to Max the other night, actually, via Twitter. Twitter? No, via Discord. That's one. That's all it needs. Little saw cut like that. Another one. Better, you know, 3/8 of inch part or 10 millimetres is enough. So much easier using the power saw. Oh, it would take as long as I thought it was. Yeah, halfway already. The other way to create this grip is literally put a bit of netting on there, like gutter guard. That has a similar sort of effect. Right. I haven't looked at the polls recently, but how far ahead is Keir Starmer now? Or shall I just say the Labour Party? Is anyone looking forward to September? No? When the old biometrics come into play? I'm not sure what level of biometrics it's going to be, whether it's just going to be fingerprints, whether it's going to be an eye scan or a full body scan, or like I said in the video, a rectal examination. Oh. Hope they're careful. Be gentle. Right, there you go. That's one done. Just got to do one more like that, which will be that one on one face, which will be either face. That doesn't really matter. Let's do that face. What should I face? Oh, decisions. Like I say, it doesn't matter. Did I put a mark on there? If I doesn't matter. That's the back. Yeah. That could be the bottom then. Even though it's not exposed, they hold on to those little grooves while they're inside. So why aren't they reporting, unless they have tonight, because I haven't seen it yet, I've been in here, about the tailbacks. At the moment there are 5 mile tailbacks and come from Dover. So they're going to get worse, not better. And then we've got the fact that there's a lot less traffic anyway now, because obviously the land bridge is gone. That's pretty much died to death. So yeah, is it Ross Clear now? Is it just yeah, they're pretty much boycotting Holyhead. So that's lots of people that are going to lose their jobs if they haven't done so already. Probably gone into the gig economy. Probably working for Amazon now, maybe. I do wonder when and how this is all going to end. Now, we know that the UK CA mark, for instance, has been delayed considerably. But what about this UK reach? It's not going to be recognised anywhere. Now, like I said in previous videos, the European Union pretty much sets the standards now for the world. The United States use almost all the, CE mark, China as well. They set the standards. The reason for that is because people want to be, these industries want to be able to trade with the European Union, 447 million people. So it makes sense to facilitate that, doesn't it? So now the UK, well actually now anyone in the EU who wants to, once it comes into force, it's been delayed at the moment, but once it comes into force in the UK, anyone in the EU is going to have to get UK CA mark approval, as well as the CE mark, but anyone who wants to export to the EU have got to do the same. But not just the EU, to the rest of the world. This is madness. Absolute flipping madness. But hey, this Tory party was sent to try us, and oh my God, aren't they just? Can't believe how stupid they are. They've put themselves on a path of destruction, which is a good thing. Maybe that is the dividend of Brexit. It's the Tory party. I know Ireland's doing pretty darn well out of it, out of Brexit. Very well indeed, actually, to be fair to them. So that's pretty much what we're going to end up with, and then obviously it's going to need a lid as well, which will be a fixed lid in this case. Because all I do, or what the old one what I've done is when I want to clean them, I just take them down, so unscrew them from the wall, and just pressure wash them. let them dry and put them back up again. Obviously not with the bats inside it. Otherwise you just leave them alone. It's fungus you've got to watch out for. You know, be careful of the fungus. So that's effectively what you got. It's a little bat box so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it together. Well, I don't glue it. There's no need to glue it. Because the wood's going to move and expand and contract. Any glue joints would break free anyway, even waterproof ones using plastic pipe that I tend to use. What I will do is get some mastic. And usually I use a water-based mastic, such as acrylic mastic. Or I can use a PVA adhesive, the thick stuff that you get in a tube. A bit like builders would do, you know, like the stuff you stick things on the walls with, and then they fall off. But the PVA version. Skirting boards. Now, I'm not one for gluing skirting boards on walls. I think it's a stupid idea. You can't beat mechanical fixings for that. Oh, but you're relying on the paint you're sticking it to. Sorry, I just had a swig of coffee. That'd be absolute madness, isn't it? You know, anyway. Alright, let's check what you're saying. What you're saying. Hello, Peter. How you doing? New shit was happening when Boris chucked brilliant Dominic Reeve out of the tour. Oh, that's such a stupid move. But a lot of that's down to the because he was in that was his baby was trying to get that Blooming Russia report out, wasn't he? Dominic Reeve. I know he's a Tory, but I think he's generally a fairly decent bloke. He seems relatively honest anyway. That's for a Tory, that is. I might be wrong, maybe someone can tell me otherwise, but what I can make out of them. They're not all horrendously bad, are they? Boris Johnson's got rid of all the ones that are horrendous. All the general election is still independent of the seat. Not great, was it? Gravity is an unpredictable mistress. Ooh. Salut. Yes, it is again. Salut. Alright, so just saw your back box video. Okay, I was wondering if it would not be better to have the roof slightly tilted so that the rain could float down easier. No, that would. The only problem is, where would you tilt it to? You don't want to be tilting it to the front of the back box because where the openings are. You could to the side or to the back. I wouldn't matter. So, you know, like for instance, you could do it on this one maybe, but it's quite small. This one is. So, for instance, if you put your roof on the top, if that's the front of the back box, that bit is exposed, and that was your roof. You don't want it that way, because then if it's windy and it's raining, the rain's going to be constantly hitting the front, so it'll be blowing against the back box. So maybe you could do it so it's going to the back of the back box, because that wouldn't matter, just run down the back. Doesn't make any difference. Depends where you're going. Obviously, if it's on my wall, for instance, I wouldn't want the water running down onto the wall anyway. But saying that, this particular one here, the one that was in that video that you're talking about, Peter Dallas, that one, it doesn't actually matter. Because where I'm going to mount it, there's no rain going to be hitting this whatsoever. The eaves of our roof here in France, they literally overhang about 600 to 700 millimetres from the side of the wall. So it'll be over the top of that anyway. And it's going to be right up into the eaves. So that's not going to get any rain on it. So that's not really a problem. I'll tell you what the biggest problem might be is birds nesting on the top, if that is a problem. We do have a lot of birds at the moment nesting in our jasmine on the side of the wall, which is, you know, it's nice, but it's one of them things, isn't it? So, so watching from the outside is amazing. Notes how little reporting there is in the UK media about the autocratic shift. Yes, there is. We're basically in control. Maybe it does. Found an interesting web page from it. Oh, okay. It says, Milliers Arbors. Okay. Ah, okay. Oh, interesting. Have you? Could you send me that, mate? I'm sure we can do a minimum order of 250. As long as we do a mixed order, that's the thing. We don't want more the same. Go on up here. Da, 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 da. Right, anyway, let's carry on. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is fix it together. We've got our little ladder grip on there now, so on each part, on each little roosting area. I'm going to just use this acrylic mastic. The reason why that is, wherever these slots are on the side here, they're going to create a gap. And if there's a gap, that'll make it drafty for little old bats. And we don't want little old bats getting drafty, do we? No. So, like that. What really annoys me is no one is talking about the fact that the government, British government, has pretty much instructed the industry, your businesses, to source the data for EU for the reach system, the UK reach system, which basically what they've told them to do is what the industry's said they've got to do. They're going to have to restart animal testing. No other way. You know, some things they'll be able to either buy the data, but a lot of it they can't apparently. It's about 70% they can't actually gain. I think 70 was it the other way around. It was a long while ago since I actually probably researched it. It's yeah, it's not great, is it? So basically, we're going to be killing animals for no particular reason. The data that's already been gathered, they just don't own it. Absolute madness. They already, obviously in the EU as well, for medical reasons, they're still testing on animals, but they've reduced it considerably. So regarding tests on animals, the EU's, isn't innocent. But what they have banned is testing on animals for cosmetics and other reasons. They only test on animals for medical reasons in the EU. So, it's still blooming horrible. Ugh. Ugh. Covered in goo. Right. And the next one. That one's got on there. Oh, actually, I'm going to put. I don't trust nails on the road. What happens? The wood expands. That'll pull those little nails off. So I'm going to put a couple of screws in as well. This drill here, that's powered by the air compressor, which is next door. Bodgeton's carpentry. Ooh, plug out. So what is your favourite channel? Brexit channel? I have to be, I'm very fond of Max Spear. He's actually a genuine geezer as well. I like Phil's information, but I find it difficult watching him because he looks a bit grey. Every time I see him, I think he should be in the Munsters or something like that, Anne's family, maybe. But saying that, it's very well researched information. Actually, to be honest, I often listen to Phil when I'm in the car, so I don't mind not watching it anyway. There's nothing to watch, is there? It's not actually a visual. With Phil's channel, it's not actually a visual experience, is it? It's just information. It's like, more, as far as I'm concerned, it's more like a podcast, and so is Max's, really. Max does share through videos, don't he? So it's quite cool. But I've been quite concerned about my channel, as you're probably already aware, because it's been suffering quite a lot recently. From having about 1,000 subscribers a month, every 28 days. That's what I was getting not that long ago. And it's now gone down to 80. When I looked this morning. 80. It's just like, yeah, I know subscribers are not that important these days. It's more about the views are more important, but that's gone down as well. I always get about 450,000 views every 28 days, and now it's gone down to about 120 now. This, my woodworking channel, even though it's a lot smaller, it's getting more views and more subscribers than Allshorts. So it's very concerning. But when I look at it, when people watch the videos, the retention's good. That's not the problem. So people are watching the videos. It's actually YouTube, for some reason, isn't suggesting them as much as they used to. If you wonder what I'm doing, that screw there, it was actually on top. Bad luck, that hole there I put in was directly above the other screw. That's what happens when you don't, mark everything, just sort of wing it. Next one. I know it's rough, but it doesn't matter. It's a bat box, for God's sake. I'm sure the bats don't care. As long as it holds together, And now I'm looking for my... Oh, there it is. Mastic. They lost my mastic, I did. There you go. On there like that. And when you mount a bat box, you don't mount it in a tree. I know some people do, and you can mount it in a tree, but you must make sure there's no branches or anything the bats can fall onto. Because when the bat leaves their little bat house, what they do is they literally just fall out the bottom. They just go poof, and then they gain flight and they do their thing. But if there's obstacles in the way, if there's something there they're going to bang into, it ain't going to do them any favours, is it? They ain't going to be that happy. They're like, you made us this bat box. Look what you've done. That way around. There's obstacles in the way. So the walls are a good place, providing there's nothing underneath. The walls, they hold the warmth from the daytime sun and store that heat, and then the bats kept warm a bit longer. And the one that we've already got on the wall's done really well. But we are going to be putting a lot of bat boxes up, not just around the house, but in the wooded area as well, that we're going to be, on the trees that we're already created, but make sure that there's no obstacles, nothing in their way. That's the plan anyway. Well, that nail's just come out the side, that isn't very helpful. I didn't put one in the bottom there, I've just been a right complete idiot. But it's easy solved, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use longer screws. I'm not really thinking straight. You know what? Because I'm doing this. I'm talking about other stuff. So I'm going to get over that one by screwing right through. There you go. Won't beat me. Not like that. Go. Oh, squeezing out the old mastic, which is a good sign. Oh, that was good, was it? Come out the side, there's a knot there. Scrap that hole. There. Not right away. So what we'll do now, I need to create some plugs, little wooden plugs to go in these holes. I think I'd leave them, but I'm not going to. So I'll go over there. What are you saying? Oh yeah, Bowl Hat Man. Yeah, he's I like the Saturday morning walks as well. I sometimes have to watch the rerun though because I'm always up. Welcome to France. Yeah. Byline. I do like Byline Times. I do read their articles and that, but when they do their video, it just feels like sometimes it just feels like they're rich people, and it just makes me feel I don't, you know. I think it misses the point sometimes, but their information's brilliant, obviously. But, you know, investigative reporting. Am I wearing leg warmers? If so, no, I'm not wearing leg warmers. It's got joggies on. No leg warmers today, no. It's a bit warmer than my mankini on, maybe. Or not. First evasion, what it needs to be released. What do you want to put in the coke? Well, I don't think we're going to be rejoining the EU anytime soon. Yeah, no, it's. I suppose you're right there. Butterfly. My favourite, yes, to your hair. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, David Barnes, he's a lovely guy, is David Barnes. He hasn't been going for very long either. In fact, not fiction as well. He hasn't uploaded much recently, you know. But that guy is really clued up. I mean, he really knows his shit. Especially about business, the industry, and how it all, you know, comes together. We had little chats after Max's show on Discord and that, and he gives us 2 pence worth. And I think he's got a bit of experience there in the industry. So he's pretty good. I loved his video on the Transport Secretary. I like Madge. Yeah, he's alright. I don't find he's not very comical, though, is he? At all. Quite dry. All means necessary. God, there's so many of us, isn't there? Van Man Talks. Don't know that one. Is that in Karen, is it? I don't know if Karen's got a channel, has he? Karen the van driver? He puts a lot of pictures and he puts a lot of tweets. But yeah, no. Fill out different bars. Trying to understand a lecture from Albert Einstein. Yeah, he is a very clever bloke though, and the way he does his videos, they're pretty much one take all the way through. I'd find that really hard. Yeah, the ones I do are one take, or generally, apart from obviously my obvious edited ones, which are a bit silly, but like the ones I do small and that's all one take. But I find it really hard. I quite often have to do it again until I get sort of halfway there. So if I make obvious stupid mistakes, and I do, you know, I'm human after all, and I know this, obviously I'll redo it. Or if I get distracted, I kind of lose my thread. Makes any sense. Is Jeff Taylor thinking, or is he an animator? Yeah, he's an automatron. He's winding the key up in the back. That's what you've got to do. Yeah, and in front of his curtain. The Undertaker. uploaded much recently. I haven't actually looked recently, to be fair, because I noticed he was getting a bit thin on the ground of material. Because now the fact, for its kind of basis of, I suppose, an element of doubt, the Remainers, such as us, were kind of like telling all this stuff, and before we'd say, well, no, it's just Project Fair, that ain't going to happen. But now it's all happening. Look at Dover, for instance, at the moment. My God. Michael Heaver and Jeff Taylor. Oh God, Michael Heaver. Oh God, that man. Oh, he's awful. He's just like a little handy wank, isn't he? He's awful, awful, awful man. Yeah, they got 6 months in charge, didn't they, the French? Or Macron, of the European Union. So he's going to be president of that for 6 months. It was talk that they're going to change the actual the language. It was published. And do you reckon they're going to do it? Are they actually going to change the language, the internal language of the European Union? So all the paperwork, all the stuff that comes in has to be in French. Is that actually going to happen? Or do you reckon they get beaten down on that one? The EU knows they have to do some stuff. But the problem with the EU, you've got to remember, you're trying to keep a lot of bases happy. You've got 27 member states, and they all have a difference of opinion. To be fair, they've been pretty much together regarding Brexit. But it's quite hard to please everybody, isn't it? Not everyone is kind of, not quite, right wing. Others left wing. How do you find that happy medium? There's always going to be problems in the EU. You can't get away from it. It's just the nature of the beast. So people told me about Chunky Mark before, but I haven't actually checked him out. Is he the guy with the newspapers? He talks about newspapers, swears about newspapers, in his taxi or car or whatever. Chunky Mark, maybe. The thing is, whenever any channels tend to do a lot of swearing, I mean, like unnecessary swearing, F this and F that, and I think myself, I just turns me away. I go away. Because although I'm fond of Graham's, when he has those live streams, and I know it's going to, like for instance, PMQ's ones he does, I know there's going to be a load of unnecessary swearing, and it doesn't add anything, in my opinion, anyway. So I tend not to watch them. I might click on there and skip through it sometimes on Graham's, but me personally, I just find it uncomfortable. So don't forget the towel. What? Thanks for all the fish. Yeah, very good. Oh, Max, is today Thursday or is it Friday? I can't. What's my watch say? Oh, it doesn't tell me. Oh dear. I don't know what day it is. Oh my God, I've got a haircut. Nope, don't tell me either. Fix the mic. My mic's usually really good, that's what I don't understand. I could use the other microphone, but the problem with that one is whenever you're far away, you can't actually you get that distance, don't you? And it echoes. So anyway, I'm going to carry on with this because Max is on apparently as well, so I'm sure they will be clicking off. So anyway, let's go and cut these plugs. And like I said, this was supposed to be on my woodworm channel. For some reason, I didn't change it like a fool. Right, I might do another live stream in a minute actually, but on the woodwork channel. Complimentary. So find a bit of wood I'm going to use to create some plugs with. So I need 2 plugs. I don't know. It's a bit tiny, but that'll do. I don't need many. I only need it for the front, so. Although I might need some for the lid. This is a special plug cutter, so it's basically it's like a reverse drill bit. So it creates these little plugs. And I'll just put a couple on the side here as well. There. Anything about tripods and stuff, they bang into everything. Like that they do. What is Max talking about today on his live stream, I wonder? Screwdriver. I can just pop out with a screwdriver, or you can cut them down the side with a saw. I'm just going to pop out with a screwdriver in this case. They create, they do jump out at you. So they create these little round plugs. They're 10mm plugs, and they go into a little 10mm hole. Right, where are we? Now I did a pot of glue here, and now I can't find it. That's about right, isn't it? Probably don't even need glue pills, I just fill up in the holes. Where is the pot of glue? Oh, there. Hide under my rag. Once I've done this, I'll then get the sand on there and just literally just blast it with it's like an angle grinder, so it's a bit, you know, it's a bit aggressive, a bit violent. Violent is good sometimes. Yep. It's just filling the holes with little plugs. Wherever the screws, it covers the screw up. So if you do anything in your house, you can quite easily hide any old fixings that you want to hide. You know, if you get yourself a little plug gun, you know, you don't have to have the special drill bit like I've got on this drill. Cool. Break the thing, like that one there. That creates a 10mm hole behind the clearance hole for the screw. You don't have to have that. You can literally just use a 10mm drill bit as a countersink, as a counterbore, to create that little space. Works just as well, does the job, you know. Right, so that's in there, that's in there. I've got a roof to go on there. But first of all, we need to trim the top of that so it's flat, because at the moment it's not. Various ways you can do it. One is you can literally just put a mark all the way around, which is what I'm going to do. So, which won't take that long because it's cross cutting. If it's flat, you know, if you want to put an angle on it, you can put an angle on it if you want. When I put the lid on, I'll put the lid on with some mastic as well, so that way it'll make sure it doesn't, you know, allow water in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll put that in the vise. That way, or that way. Put it like that. Take the bench out. It's an old record vise, this is. Quite ancient. But very, very good. Good angle that in. That's better. Yeah, it's better. There you go. Now I could do this on the bandsaw and literally just cut it off the bandsaw. Or even a table saw. my hand on the side here, just hold it on the flat, and that becomes the guide. So when we get to the thinner bits, I can then take it a lot further than I could have otherwise. There's no guide there now. There's very little to come off. So that last little bit I can do with either the hand plane, or just, in this case, what I'm going to use is a sander. I've got to get the sander out anyway. What's the sander? It's an angle grinder with a sanding disc in it. Or on it. Then we can put a lid on it. Good. Happy with that. Clean the sides up. Then put a lid on it. I don't put the lid on before I do the sides because the lid's going to overhang, and I want to sand the top there easy. Put air filter on. Bit better already. So that's pretty much a bat box. Apart from it needs a roof. What we're going to use for that? Scraps. What scraps have I got? That's not big enough. I suppose that is. Or do I use this bit here? Oh, perfect. So I just need to trim it to size. I'm not going to worry about an angled roof because it's going to have plenty of cover. Plenty of cover. It don't got to be flush, it's not overhang, so put there probably. That's not how much overhang there. There. Just take the tongue off. This involves rip cutting, and I don't actually have a sharp rip saw, so I'm going to do that on the DeWalt radial arm saw. I know I said I wasn't going to. Sorry. If I just put that on as it is, what would happen is the water would run off here and then capillary back on itself. So what you do is you create a little drip all the way around. Not me, no. A drip, as in like a little groove all the way around this edge. And that allows the water to drip off. Sort a bit higher. I'll use a radial arm saw for that. It's neater. So only want a little bit deeper than that. Yeah, not much more than indentation. Little shallow channel. That way up. see there, it's like a little groove all the way around. What that does, as the water runs off here, it'll get that groove and drip off. Instead of running down and run down the box and make all the bottom of the box wet. But saying that, it's a really huge problem because it's going to be under the eaves most likely, or under some sort of other shelter. I don't really want to have a bat box or install a bat box somewhere where the bats are going to be vulnerable. It kind of like defeats the object of a bat box. Put it there. There you go. Yeah, again, we're going to be putting some sealant around the top of that. We've got to try and stop the drafts. Oops, days. Oops, days. There you go. We've got to try and stop those drafts. So we're just going to go around there like so. Probably did that a bit, just a bit. And that's got to go to the back edge. And I'll just literally pin it to start with, and then make some screws into it. The bit that screws is, it'll just literally pull it right down. Yeah, we have a channel, the wood, not woodwork channel, the Allshorts. I do tend to, I don't know, I try to take a lighter approach to it, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I just feel it's just so goddamn depressing otherwise. This channel, Allshorts, I do need to try and turn it around somehow. The problem with Allshorts, like any of these news or political commentator type channels, what you call trending content, and trending content is, well, today's news tomorrow's shit paper basically. You've probably heard that saying before. I think I've even said it on this channel. It's, the problem with it is it has no future. It only has future if you're constantly hammering out material all the time. And even then it isn't really sustainable for everybody. So if you go on holiday and you can't put anything up, any videos up, your channel will get hit hard by the algorithm. All of a sudden you won't be, your views will just go down, will plummet. Because all your older videos will be hit by the algorithm as well, not just any, future new ones. So it's a bit of a bummer really. The nice thing about the woodworking channel for me, I've noticed looking at the analytics, is that the videos on the woodworking channel are still growing. Okay, they don't get the level of views that Allshorts was getting. I wouldn't say no, but was getting. But the difference is they keep growing. So, a video can one video have a little bit of value for several years, not just 1 week. To fix it onto the tree, you've got a couple of options. One is you could have a central screw there, and then you can create a little block on the back here. So you can literally have another piece of wood on the back here like so, and then screw here, or screw in the middle. If it's on the tree, it could be in the middle because the tree is round. Or if you're on a flat, like for instance, you're screwing onto a wall, for instance, You can then have two pieces of wood like this one here, one fixed on the back there, one fixed on the bottom here, and then you can literally just screw it to the wall, or whatever way you like, you know. There are obviously other ways. What you could have done in the design, this backboard could have run past the roof, so the roof butted up to it, but then you obviously got a problem with keeping it watertight. But the roof could have butted up to it, and that could run past, and you could screw this backboard effectively into the wall because it would be higher than the roof. But only rigging it, you know, just going with the flow, really. Let's see what nails, put it to the side there. Catch things on that. Yes, it's a bit rough, it's not my usual kind of stuff. But I've got to make so many of them. We're making about 30 of that boxes. Be about 30 for about 30 that size. I'll probably get away with 20 if I make them this size. If I get away with, you know, there's no law. How many bat boxes I've got to have? You're on the bat box police. Or bat box, bat house. Either way. They're bats. Anyway. We've got a bat box that's made. And we're going to finish on it. You don't varnish it or anything like that. Nothing that gives it, put any fumes. You don't need fumes on your bat box. Because all that will do is just, well, turn away your bats. They won't like it. No. Truth to Power, yeah, he's good. It's quite, his videos are, always, his production quality is really high. It's got a very good production quality, I think, on Truth to Power. Michael Lambert, I don't know what he's doing, but apart from obviously I know his videos are good, his information's good, but crikey, his channel has grown ridiculously fast. And he does like one video a week or something like that. He wasn't even doing that at one point, in the early days. He's a lovely, lovely guy. I spoke to him quite a bit, actually, Michael. We talk quite a bit on Twitter, private messaging and that, but he's a really, really nice chap, actually, Michael Lambert. It's just, you know, I think it's maybe it's his style. He's got that voice, hasn't he? He's just like just chatting away, isn't he? As though it's, you know, it's from the heart. You know, and he obviously researched, he's obviously analysed it. I don't know if he's using a teleprompter or not, or whether or not he's just talking. I think he's just talking to comes out his head. You know, he's done his research. And it's great you can do it that way. But his channel, my God, the views that you get on each video, and they're quite long, and they're quite long videos as well. You know, I think he did one that long ago. It was about 30, 40 minutes. You know, I think generally they're around 20 minutes. This video, 15 to 20 minutes, and longer sometimes. But I think what it is with Michael Lambert is there's nothing threatening about him, is there? At all. There's nothing at all that you say. There's no reason why you wouldn't like him either. I think that helps. I do like Michael. He's a good guy. He does a lot. He tweets a lot as well. If you're on Twitter, look at Michael Lambert. He tweets every single day, several tweets a day. Yeah. I think the thing about Michael, I think he's built up quite a good Twitter following as well. So maybe he's used that to push his YouTube. Agroforestry. Okay, cheers for that, buddy. I would say put dots in, put dashes in between and on behind. Okay, I can do that. I'll probably just search for come up on that. Maybe anyway. I'll make a note of that. Matt Green, is he that quirky little geezer? Or he always like flushed in the face. He looks like a Tory. He's so funny. I love him. He's a great guy. I think is he a comedian as well? Because he just has that ability to be able to. His delivery, it's just brilliant. It's like that Super Tansky. She's got brilliant delivery. But she does like swearing a lot, but it kind of works when she does it. It kind of adds to the video. It's all part of it, with little jump cuts and stuff that she does. It's really good. If you know Super Tansky. There is loads, isn't there? There's just so many people out there doing it. I think obviously that doesn't help channels like mine. You're either going to be absolutely brilliant at what you do, but somehow you've got to try and get past the likes of, Max No Spare and Phil, because they're kind of like the early ones, aren't they? They're out there at the beginning, they were, doing these videos, and they grabbed the market, and I've learnt a huge amount on that journey. Spotify says, to me it is clear that the UK side does not want to negotiate in earnest. No, obviously not, no. It feels like they try to create a fake the complete, yes they do, a situation that gravitates automatically into it. Until one has done woodcraft, one does not understand the physical energy, precision and planning that goes into it. I don't think there's any physical planning or energy into that. No. It's just a little bits of wood stuck together with screws and nails. That's all it is. But I suppose I winged it. I suppose that yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose I did wing it. I just the idea and the concept was there. Sort of base it on that. But no, I do quite a bit of technical stuff as well, like doors and windows and stuff. They can be quite technical. It's obviously made to measure all different sizes and shapes and stuff, different designs. Like I've made a lot of bespoke, heavyweight doors in France. Big old thick heavy oak stuff. It's the doors are like 55 to 60 mil thick, solid oak doors. They weigh a bomb. And the hinges, oh my god, huge old hinges. And you've got to have at least 4 is what will go hinges on them. And, security locking systems and stuff. Security locking, you just don't need it. The door is so freaking heavy. But yeah. It's good fun. I do enjoy my woodworking. But the woodworking channel, I got my first 1,000 subscribers early last year in the woodworking channel, but Allshorts just took over, and then it just kind of like it became the dominant thing then, and my woodworking channel just went to I was still learning at that point regarding making the videos, and it kind of just went to the back burner. And I shouldn't have done. I should have carried on with it. So I think really it could have, I think Allshorts could have took over, as it did take over. But I think Volleyball could have took over eventually regarding the amount of views. This was evergreen. All your old videos still have value. Do you have problems with the prep? I haven't had any issues with that, what I've noticed anyway. With the bats, the worst problem with predators would be cats, but you generally put these things really high, so the cats obviously know where cats can get them. You have got to think about birds, obviously, birds of prey, and there are quite a few birds of prey here, and owls and stuff like that. I imagine they'd go for them if they did. But remember, bats generally are out at night, aren't they? So, especially you've got foxes, aren't they? There's plenty of foxes. Evil wood. I love wood. Wood's great. It's tactile material. You can kind of like do all sorts of stuff with just a mangy old bit of wood, and you can make it into something interesting. But a bit old log or something, you just keep going with the flow with it. It's wood is such a great material. Matt Green is a comedian. He's a comedian. I got you. Yeah, and Jonathan Pye does make me laugh. Did you see the one where he went around the COP26? Or COP26? That was, it was funny but real. I think it's brilliant how he got his point across. Pretty much as it was a cop-out, really. You take care, Spotify. So I'm just flicking through these messages I am. No, I think you're right about the single market. The UK ain't going to survive very well. It's feeling the brunt now, isn't it? It's all the, the delays to it coming to its fruition. It's kind of coming to the end now, one by one. The latest one, obviously, on the 1st of January this year, wasn't it? It's in both directions, and they're not talking about it. they're pretty much not talking about the fact that Dover has got huge tailbacks. And that is with the reduced traffic via the land bridge. It's like a conspiracy. You know, they've also turned the cameras off at Dover, so you can't actually see, you know, what's going on there now. Cover up, so it is. But people are posting videos online, so it's, you can't really hide from it. I think there's so many comments up there. No, just that's quite good. What David David Davis. Oh God, his quote. Just leave. Hedgehog, where's Hedgehog? Hello, Hedgehog. It's still there. It at my workshop. It's just I've had it's just tools I've kept over a very long period of time, and when once I got the space, I just started sorting it out, and I had no money, so it's you've got to keep the wolf from the door. I came over very little when we bought this place in France. We had very little money left over. Didn't have enough to finish the house, and still haven't finished it. So I needed a workshop, so bit by bit I've been sort of sorting this place out. And it's quite handy because we've got 3 workshops basically. One's where I do more prepping work, which is next door. So I've got my rail saw and stuff like that in there. Taking the weighing the edge off board, the wavy edge, straighten the board up. And then we've got the space next door, which I've got some of the machines, that's all what I listen to, such as dust extractors and stuff like that, compressors and what have you. And then we've got the barn over the other side, which we use as our wood store. It's got loads of cherry, walnut and oak in there. Well, actually, not much oak in there. Got loads of walnut. A bit of Douglas fir. Which isn't very decorative, to say the least. But the walnut's gorgeous. It's lovely stuff. So I'll get up, pop over these messages. Well, right, okay. Yeah, it's an old MT2 drill press. Well done. Yeah, that's a good old thing. I bought that second hand actually. I bought that here second hand, so I didn't bring mine over. It wasn't worth it. Well, it was worth it, but it's too goddamn heavy. Big old four-standing job. I sold it. Yeah, just yeah, it is a tiny little channel. This one, I've got 7,800 subscribers now. But it's stagnant. It really is stagnant. No matter how much material I put on, this YouTube doesn't seem to pick my videos. I get the odd one that does really well. I say well as it is for now. But compared to what it was like, I was getting 1,000 subscribers a month. And when I was around 3,000 subscribers, it was growing really, really fast. I went to Ginger Island and took a bit of a plummet. Well, I took a plummet on the 1st of June last year because the algorithm changed, and then it took a plummet again when I went to Ginger Island, and then I built it up again in Ginger Island. When I got back to the UK, it went down again, and then I managed to build up. Oh, rather subscribe. It's quite emotional actually. If you're trying to build something, you're very reliant on the views. Without the views, you don't get money. Simple as that. Even I'm not just talking about obviously, because you don't get a lot on the views. It's like €1 per 1,000 views. Something that can go to a couple of euros. So it's a tiny amount of money, but without views you can't, like for instance with t-shirts and stuff like that, without the views I can't sell t-shirts, argument's sake. You know what I mean? It's just that sort of thing. So you don't earn a lot as a pin. Unless you're a big channel, if you're like Max or Phil and stuff like that, they clearly do very well. And it's the same with the donations, like the GoFundMes and all that sort of stuff, which are absolutely brilliant. Obviously super chats and the patrons and stuff like that. But you still need views to be able to attract those people. So it's a catch-22 really. So you can't have one without the other. And it's yeah, so you still need views. Now, I was talking to Max. For me, not so much now, but when I was doing well, I was getting around 10% of my views were coming from subscribers. Now they've gone down to about 6 to 7% from subscribers. Well, the views just plummeted anyway. But Max, 47%. He showed me screenshots of his analytics. You know, we taught me, Max. He's a lovely guy. And it's 47% is just from subscribers. 47. That's. I don't know many channels that achieve that. I'm sure probably Phil's pretty high as well, to be fair. But on average, you're usually around 10-15% from subscribers. Most of them are from suggesting videos on food systems. Anyway, I'm rumbling on. Anyway, we made that box. I should have been on the other channel, well, the working channel. But for some reason, I logged into the wrong channel. So I do apologise for that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Anyhow. Oh dear, what am I like? Sorry, not thinking straight of what it is. A lot of white noise. I don't understand what's going on there. Okay. Maybe my connection needs cleaning. What if I do that? I've unplugged the power pack. Maybe it's a charger. Is that noise gone now? Because I've just unplugged the power pack because the phone was on charge. Maybe that's what it is. Didn't think of that. Is that quieter? If anyone's listening. I was just wondering if it's actually... Noise is gone. Do you know what that was then? It was this. I had the phone on charge. And I think that was interfering. The battery pack. That's what it was all along, I bet. I don't normally have it plugged in. Maybe I need to hang it a bit further down or something. Not know that. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. And if you're watching Max as well at the same time, oh, perfect sound now. So it's interference. Well, I suppose that's good for future reference, isn't it? So it wasn't the little microphone after all. It was the battery pack. There you go. Blimey, okay, we all learn, don't we? Anyway, ta-ta.